Hi everyone, this is Melissa from Lissa Lee Designs. I'm in the process of reorganizing my scrapbook room. It just seems like lately it hasn't been functional, hasn't been working for me. And one of the main issues that I've been having lately is with my wild orchid crafts flowers, the mulberry flowers. I just don't know or didn't know how I wanted to store them. I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue to store them in the bags that they come in, or if I wanted to tear apart the bag and organize them according to color, or if I wanted to organize them according to size. I just wasn't sure. So I've come up with this idea of how I want to store them, and I figured I'd show everybody just in case anyone else is having the same problems that I'm having. So everyone knows that the flowers come in these plastic bags, which are nice. It's a nice presentation, but I just don't think that it's a good storage solution for them, because say like this bag here, it's 100 mixed color roses. So you get 100 roses in this one bag, and they're all different colors. And if you need, like, say, the dark pink on the bottom of the bag, you got to dump out the bag, and then you have to, like, somehow put the other 99 roses back in. And they never go back in the same way. So this is the solution that I've come up with for the flowers. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and tear apart the bags, the kits, which it really took me, a few days to convince myself that what I was doing was going to work. So, sounds like someone's coming in. But, so anyways, I've decided that I have these Recollection cubes from Michaels. And this one here is the 3 drawer. I'm just missing the 3rd one right now. So I pulled them out, and I decided, I've seen everybody use foam board for storing their inks and their stamps and stuff like that. And I just never had the need. I don't have many stamps, so, I always thought it was kind of a brilliant idea to, use the foam board to use for your storage. So anyways, I tried going to Michael's and finding the inserts for my cubes, couldn't find them, and all the 50% off sales that they've been having on them. My Michaels, I have 4 Michaels nearby, and they have nothing. So, not even the cubes. I don't even see the cubes anymore. So anyway, so yeah. So the foam board is what I decided to use to create the little compartments within my cubes, or the drawers. So this is how, let me lift it up. So my desk is a mess. I told you I'm organizing. So anyways, I've used the foam, and I cut it to size to fit to create the little compartments that I think and feel that I'll need for my flowers. So I have, after cleaning up some and getting rid of things that I no longer need, I ended up condensing enough to where I had 6 drawers that I can put aside for my flowers. So I decided that I'm kind of going to go with a color per drawer. And so this one happens to be my pink drawer. And I have like a little, a longer compartment over here for the longer flowers, like the hip rosebuds and stuff like that. So then what I did was I created another little compartment over here for my smaller 15 millimeter open roses, and like my sweetheart blossoms. So these are all the smaller ones. And then, the bigger ones. And then it just kind of goes up from there. So I got like my cherry and apple blossoms over here. And then in this one, the flowers are getting a little bit bigger. Cosmos. What else is there? My chrysanthemums. And then like all my flowers, it just kind of goes from smallest and then over to the largest. So right here are my magnolias. So I guess I'm going to show you. I have one more drawer. I've already made, I think 5. I've already made 5 drawers. So I figured, before I was done with the 6th one, that I would videotape it and kind of show you guys how I made them. So I'm going to, let's see, move this aside. and see if I can show you. Okay, so I wrote down the measurements just in case anyone is interested in it. So what I did was I got a large foam board, and one foam board pretty much does one drawer, and then I had some leftovers to cut some of the other pieces, but pretty much it's going to be one foam board per drawer. So what I did was I measured the drawer. I measured, you know, the width times in the length, and then once that was done, I got the base. And the base measures, let me see, 12 7/8 by 13 1/4. Then I measured the sides, and the sides are, let me see, 13 1/4 by 3 1/8. So I measured those out, and then I measured out, let me see, the front and the back, and that is 12 5/8 by 3 1/8. So all of the, you know, inserts are going to be 3 1/8 high. Okay, so I hope I'm not confusing anybody. So I guess I'm going to see if I can do this without knocking over my camera. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, so we have the base, we have the front and the back, and then we have the sides. Then we're going to have all the dividers, and I guess I'll give you those dimensions once I get going. Okay, so again, the bottom, this is, I'll go ahead and give you the dimensions again, 12 7/8 by 13 1/4. So I'm going to just place that down in the bottom. Then we're going to take the sides, and the sides are, I'm going to make sure I give you the right ones, 13 1/4 by 3 1/8. So we're going to put those in. Then we're going to have the front and the back. Okay, the front and the back measure 12 5/8 by 3 1/8. So we're going to go ahead and slide, oops, that was off camera, but we're just going to slide that in, press it all the way down, and then now we're going to take the back, and we're going to put that, let's see, hopefully that's focusing. We're going to slide that down and make sure it's pressed all the way back. Okay, so there you have it. You have the bottom and the sides, and then the front and the back. Okay, so now we have the long dividers that are going to sit somewhere in the middle of your drawer. You can place this however you choose to, but for me, this is what works. So I'm just going to kind of fit everything to make sure that it's going to fit. So these long dividers measure, they measure 12 15/16 by 3 1/8. Okay, so then to create the little compartments, the little side dividers, I have two squares that measure 3 1/4 by 3 1/8. So again, the height is going to be the same for all of these. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of eyeball it for now. I'm going to place them in here. Make sure everything kind of looks nice. Now I have the side dividers that I'm going to need to place in over here. These measure 4 1/2 by 3 1/8 again. So for this front one, I'm going to put it even with this one over here. And then I'm going to put this one even again. Okay, so these feel a little loose to me. So then I'm going to place these up here. My idea is to have these 6 compartments all equal. So these are all going to be equal. But this one here, it's going to be a little bit narrower because these flowers are smaller and I don't need as much space for them. But I do need one that's going to be longer to accommodate the longer flowers that I have. So, go ahead, the camera keeps falling. So I'm going to just kind of eyeball it. I'm not one who likes to measure. So, let's see. So I'm just going to kind of see how I'm going to want it. Make sure they're going to look okay. Okay. And now I have a package of my flowers. I'm just going to see if they're going to fit there. And I can tell that it's a little bit tight, so I'm going to move that back. So that looks like, I don't want to move it. Okay. So now I'm going to just adjust it, make sure everything is kind of where I like it. So as of right now, everything is how I like it. So now I'm going to take a pencil and I'm just going to mark on the top. Let's see. Okay, sorry about that. The batteries on my camera died, so I believe that I left off at now that I have all the dividers where I want them. I am going to now take my pencil. Let me see if I can zoom in. I'm now going to take my pencil and I am going to mark just real lightly where I have the dividers. So I'm just going to make a little mark there, a little mark there, and this is going to go, the mark is going to go on the side. So mark there, and then I'm going to go up here and I'm going to mark where this divider is. So just those 3 little marks. So now I know where I need to put these dividers. Now that we have everything in place, I'm going to go ahead and take out these dividers. Okay? I'm going to leave this one in, but I'm going to scooch it over. This one here I'm going to scooch over. I'm going to go ahead and take my flowers out. I have a hot glue gun. Let me see if I can stretch my cord over. Okay, so my hot glue gun is ready to go. So now I'm going to take my short divider and I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. Man, this glue gun is so old and I'm ready for it to die. It's going to die on me at the worst possible time, but okay. So anyways, we're going to put some glue there and we're going to just hold it right at that mark. And we're just going to make sure that it's even, that the divider is pressed all the way down and then up against the side. Hold it until that's in place. We're going to take the next one. We're going to do the same. We're going to add a little bit of glue on it. We're going to go up to the next mark. We're going to press in. We're going to make sure that this divider isn't tilted or anything like that. Okay, now that's in place. So now you're going to take the glue and you're going to add a little bit of glue on the side. This glue's really hot. It's been plugged in for a while. Okay, so now we're going to take this divider and we're just going to press it up against it. We're going to make sure everything is pressed down and then in, because you don't want to have any opening on the bottom. Okay, so now we're going to take this divider and we're going to glue it in the back. I'm just going to decide which way fits flush, because I cut, once I measured all these out on my foam board, I cut them with the box cutter. So The lines aren't necessarily the straightest, but it did the job. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that one side. I'm going to hold the other side just to add some pressure until the glue sets. Okay, so now I'm going to grab the front divider, and this front divider I didn't mark because I know that I want to even with this one. Okay, so again, glue on the side. Okay, we're going to add that to the front, even with the other divider. Make sure it's straight and press down. Okay, that seems like that's set. Okay, so now we're going to press this divider over, or just stick it over. We're going to add glue on these sides. Okay, now you're going to press it in. Make sure that these are staying straight. Okay, so now we're going to come and we're going to add these in. I noticed that these aren't fitting as tight as I would have liked them to be, as tight as the other ones that I've done, but they should be okay. Okay, so now for these, you're going to add glue, but you're going to make sure that you don't add as much glue. Just a little bit of glue, maybe not so much at the top. A little bit of glue on each side. Then you're going to come in and, let's see if I have to turn this, sorry. See, this one here isn't necessarily touching on one side, but okay. Normally these are fitting tighter, but again, because I cut it by hand, it just seems like it's a little bit short, but it seems like it's sturdy and in place. Okay, so again, with this one here, I'm going to add glue to both sides. Okay, and we are just going to make it even. If you get glue on the side or at the top, just wipe it off. Okay, I'm just trying to pull up that side so that it can try to glue down. Okay, so that is it. So this is my last drawer divider organization thing that I created. So now that I have all these compartments, it's not permanent, so if I choose to at a later date to take these out, I can just pull it right out because nothing is glued down to the drawer itself. So now this is how I've been storing my flowers in a big Ziploc. So now I can come in and just, you know, figure out, you know, which drawer these are going to fit best in. So then these long flowers that get lost and bent, you can put them right in there. And then the bigger magnolias, I have a spot right over here. So it really works. So I hope that I explained it well. And if you have any other questions, you can, you know, leave a comment down below, or you can visit my Facebook page at Lissa Lee Designs, or even my blog. So I'll leave all the links below, and I thank you for watching. Bye.